Hello. Welcome to another reading session of Obey Me, one master to rule them all. I hope everybody has been having a good time in between sessions. Let's see. I don't need that to do. That is just AP stamina. Let's see, last we left off was not in a very good position. So let's get through that and rectify it. Oh, this is way too far. Hang on. In off stream, I've been trying to get further to catch up so I can read some more to everybody once we get through the first arc. There's so many lessons. Let's see. Almost there. There we go. Lesson 15. Let's see if we can get everybody to chill the fuck out. Or we can talk about Lilith. Let's do that. Hey. Hey. Okay, I understand what happened now, but still. Couldn't you have at least told us in secret what was up? Yeah, you didn't have to lie to us, feeding us that story about sending Belfi off to the human world to study. Isn't that right, Lavinark? You agree, don't you? Well, I can see both sides to it. But honestly, I wouldn't have lied to Diavolo. I think it would have helped if they talked more. So I guess I kind of agree. This is not the best way to have done it. Exactly. See, you really get it, Lavinark. So why is it that Belfi hates humans? That's not something we usually... Alright, listen up. There ain't any rule saying we can't talk about what happened with Lilith, is there? Oh. Come on, we should answer Lavinark's question. You're right. Lavinark, I take it you've heard of us mention Lilith before. Oh. She was our little sister. The youngest of us. Long ago, back when we were still angels, Belfi felt very differently about humans than he does now. He liked them. I'd say he more than just liked them. Yeah, he loved them. He loved humans and the human world in general. Yep, he really did. His room was filled to the brim with stuff from the human world, and whenever he had a chance, he'd sneak down there for a visit. He used to bring me stuff back all the time. He knew my favorite anime and manga and game characters, and he'd get me a rare character-themed merchandise. He'd regularly go down to the human world without permission, and he was always getting in trouble with Lucifer and Michael for it. He'd say he'd wanted to see how the humans were doing and what they were up to. No matter how many times he got yelled at, it never stopped him. Lilith was especially close to Belfi. His enthusiasm for the human world rubbed off on her, and she began to take an interest in humans as well. Yeah, Lilith had always been really attached to Belfi. No need to be so modest. I'd say she was pretty attached to you too, Beal. You, Belfi, and Lilith always used to hang around together, laughing and giggling. I was so jealous. Yeah, whenever you were together, you were like 3 puppies, playing and having a good time. Oh. Hey, whoa, Lilith was also pretty attached to me. Like, we even slept in the same bed once, you know. She was a big fan of Mammon. Oh yeah, I remember now. You woke up and started making a scene, yelling about how you just had a bad dream. Well, hey, quit it. Not another word. We were all ignoring you, but if I remember correctly, Lilith felt sorry for you and agreed to sleep beside you because you were so scared. Ah, shut up! I wouldn't say she was attached to you exactly. It was something closer to pity. Yes, now that we've got that established, back to the story. Belphie rubbed off on Lilith, and she started going down to the human world a lot as well. And like Belphie, she developed an interest in humans. But then, one day... she happened to meet a man. He was human, and she fell in love with him. Hey, while we're on the subject, did that guy know Lilith was actually an angel? Don't be crazy. She kept it a secret from him, of course. An angel hiding her true form so she could have a relationship with a human. Wow, now that's love. Lilith may have hoped to keep the relationship a secret from us, but eventually word got out. You didn't like it one bit, huh, Lucifer? You were all like, as your older brother, I won't stand for this. I did go down to the human world once to have a look at the man she was seeing. Oh, wow. That's like a little creepy. Sounds like someone was being a little too overprotective of his sister. Poor Lilith. Quiet, all of you. He seemed like a man of virtue to me, a good man, and most importantly, Lilith was happy. However, that happiness proved to be short-lived. The man that she loved was stricken with an incurable illness. Lilith tried to nurse him back to health. She did everything that she could, but he showed no signs of recovering. She was afraid of losing him, and in her fear, she made a mistake. She gave him forbidden food that my cat wants to yell at me for, from the celestial realm, hoping it would save his life. If only she'd talked to us, told us what was going on. Even if she had, there's nothing we could have done. I mean, altering the lifespan of a human is expressly forbidden. Lilith incurred the wrath of our father, who declared that she was to be punished. What kind of punishment? She was to be wiped from existence, so that nothing at all was left, disposed of as if she were nothing more than garbage. We couldn't just stand by and let something like that happen. As her brothers, we had to do something. You bet we did. That wasn't the only reason behind our rebellion against our father, but it was the catalyst that incited it. And you know how it all turned out. And then what happened afterwards? We were banished to the Devildom, and Lilith... she lost her life in the Great Celestial War. Belphie felt that the man that she had fallen in love with was responsible for it all. That it all came back to him. He said that if she hadn't met him, she never would have died.
And that's when things changed. That's when Belfi began hating humans. So when Diavolo proposed establishing peaceful relations with the human world, Belfi just couldn't accept it. And then he turned on you, Lucifer, which would explain how he ended up locked away in the attic. No, Lucifer locked Belfi up for his own good. Lord Diavolo isn't the sort of demon who'd let someone off the hook if they tried to stand in the way of his dreams. If Lucifer hadn't stopped Belfi, he would have been found guilty of treason for sure. And you didn't want that to happen to Belfi, did you, Lucifer? You were protecting him. Belfi seemed pretty hard-headed. I don't think talking to either of them at that time would have helped. Maybe Diavolo? I don't know.
Yeah.
I swore an oath to do whatever I must in order to bring Diavolo's dreams to fruition.
Is he that important?
Wow.
Oh, so we're going there now, are we? In that case, I have a question too, Lucifer. Who's more important to you, Diavolo or us?
I'm sorry. Sorry I never said anything. Lilith, she didn't die in that battle.
Oh. Lucifer's keeping more secrets. First he lies to Diavolo, and then he hides Belfi from everybody, and then he hides the fact that Lilith didn't die. Maybe I should get some popcorn. Family bonds.
Lilith, she didn't die in that battle.
What? Excuse me? Hold on, no. What the hell? This really is not the time to be making jokes like that, Lucifer.
Yeah.
No, it's no joke. It's the truth. Lilith didn't actually die in the Great Celestial War.
What do you mean by that?
If it means you'll ensure that she stays alive, I'll make any sacrifice I have to. So, Diavolo, I hereby pledge my loyalty and allegiance to you. Diavolo saved Lilith when she was on the verge of death. And as compensation, I swore my allegiance to him for all eternity.
Nani?
So you did that to save Lilith's life?
Oi.
This is the first I've ever heard of this.
Oh.
Yes, I should think so, because this is the first time I've ever spoken of it. Diavolo had Lilith reborn as a human.
Eh?
Then what about her memory? Would she remember being an angel?
Huh?
Nah, no way. She would have lost all memory of her former life for sure. Wait, you guys are getting ahead of yourselves here. Have you forgotten how long ago the Great Celestial War was? Even if she was reborn as a human, by now she'd have to be, you know? Lucifer, why didn't you say anything to us? How could you keep something so important from us?
Because we were prohibited from coming in contact with the human Lilith. Lilith was alive, yes, and nothing was stopping you from going down there to see her if you had a mind to do that. Yet it was strictly forbidden, under any and all circumstances. I thought it was best that I be the only one who had to live with the pain of knowing that.
So, why couldn't we go see Lilith, huh? It only makes sense. After all, she'd been sentenced to death for her crime. Imagine what would have happened if word had gotten out that someone had saved her, and she'd been reborn as a human. Yeah, even though it was the son of the Demon King himself who did it, there would have been a serious reckoning. Still, I at least would have liked to know. Even if I couldn't ever see her again, I would like to have known that Lilith was alive. I made the choice I made because I thought it was best at the time. What if it had been you, Lavinark? What would you have done? Don't ask me this. Why do you want to know? It's already been done. It's me giving my opinion wouldn't have changed what has already happened. I mean, he's not wrong. Because, like, the way that the brothers are, they like to get into mischief and stuff. One of them would have gone down and visited, and then maybe it would have stirred up more crap. So I would have kept it a secret for a certain amount of time. But not as long as Lucifer did.
It's very kind of you to say that. As Satan said, even if Lilith was reborn as a human, when you consider their lifespan, she has to be dead by now. But even so, if she ended up with the man she loved in the end, then I know she was happy. I truly believe that.
Lucifer! Whoa, I totally thought you were about to punch Lucifer, Beal.
Whoa.
I'm not sure I've ever seen you give Lucifer a hug that big before, Beal. You chose to save Lilith, Lucifer. You did what you had to in order to keep her alive, didn't you? Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to bear that pain all on your own.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Beal. Also, I finally understand. I get why you're so loyal to Lord Diavolo. Yet that same loyalty ended up hurting Belfi.
Well, do you regret it? If you regret it, then I think you're fine.
I don't regret that I swore allegiance to Diavolo in order to save Lilith's life, no. Regardless of my initial reason for taking that oath, I have a great respect for Diavolo, and my desire to see his vision realized is genuine. I'm not doing it against my will. But as for the situation with Belfi, I don't know. At the time, I thought I had no other choice but to do what I did. But now, I am not so sure anymore. I don't know what the best course of action would have been, or whether there was something else I could have done.
Tough call. It's tough being the oldest. Well, we've got a good grasp of what happened to get us to this point. So the question is, what do we do now? We're not picking a fight with Diavolo. We're gonna go see Belfi. Lavinark. Hey, Beal hug. Hey, I know you're just taking advantage of the drama of the moment to hug Lavinark. That's cheating. Like, you heard what Lucifer said, right? About why Belfi hates humans. I mean, he wants to wipe out humanity. I don't know how he's acted in front of you up to now, but the fact is he tricked you, right? And yet you're telling me you still want to go see him, even after all of that. I think you should sit down and talk, and also talk about Lilith. So specifically, in general, just sit down, drink your goddamn tea, and talk. Well, you do have a point. If we could get together and talk things out, that would be the best way to deal with this. The rest of us would like to go see Belfi too, if we could, but, Diavolo has him locked up now, right? So, if we went to see him, we'd basically be... We'd be disobeying Diavolo, yeah. Lucifer, do you want to come with me? Aw, come on. Come on, Lucifer. Enough of this. Who's more important to you, Lucifer? Your sweet little brother or that hard-headed and handsome boss of yours? That hard-headed boss of yours? Are you talking about Lord Diavolo? Couldn't you have worded that differently? Still, I want to know the answer to that question too. Lucifer, who's more important to you, Belfi or Diavolo? As if you even need to ask. You already know the answer. Well, fine. I'm dragging you along with us. That's right. I see you already do know the answer, Lavinark. Now, let's go. It's time to find Belfi. A special task? Okay then, look into that for me, Barbatos. Yes, my lord. Depending on how things turn out, it's possible we'll have the answers to all of our questions soon enough. Knock knock, we here. Well, it would seem they have arrived. Yes, and even earlier than we thought. Diavolo, I want to talk to you. Well, hello, Lucifer? And yes, I assumed as much when I saw you at the door. Lucifer, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you supposed to be under house arrest? Ugh, just listen to you. You think you're real cute with that "if I'm not mistaken" stuff, don't you? How about you come out and say what you mean? Mammon enough. I came here of my own free will. No one forced me. And I'll accept whatever punishment is due, but there's something else we need to take care of first. What do we have here? Has the entire family come along today? Yeah. Well, what do you expect? We are family after all. And we're about to witness Lucifer in all his glory, right? I mean, it's not like anyone had to twist my arm to get me to come out and see this. I would have come either way. And I made sure to set my DVR to record the full Ruri-chan series marathon that's running today. So if you were worried, don't be. So you've all come along as a moving show of support and brotherly love then. But it would appear that one among your number neither qualifies as a relative nor demon. That's right, Lavinark isn't a demon, nor are we related. But that doesn't mean we can't be on the same side.
Isn't that right, Lavinark? You bet. I think. I mean, it's a little too late to back out now. Thank you. I see. Well, Lavinark, you may be a human, but it would seem you've found a home for yourself here in the Devildom. I have to say, I find that comforting. Now then, Lucifer, how about we hear what you have to say? Diavolo, I've never opposed you in any manner until now. Give me back my brother. Give me back Belphegor. That doesn't look like a good reaction. Please. Truth be told, I knew. I knew you were hiding Belphegor, and I knew why. Your loyalty to me forced you to deceive your brothers, and I knew that was a source of guilt. I saw how you struggled with it, how hard it was being pulled in two directions at once, and it made me sad. Well, if that's true, then give us back Belphegor. That would solve everything, wouldn't it? The Devildom, the Celestial Realm, and the human world. The balance between our three worlds is delicate and fragile thing. In order to maintain this balance, we must have rules. Belphegor sought to violate those rules, and that is something I cannot overlook. I mean, he never actually did anything. He just threatened, but, like, I'm not gonna go out and try and pull that one out of my butt. Just charge him with a lesser crime then, Diavolo. Totally. There were extenuating circumstances, right? You have to understand that. Why not just admit it? Right, and he never acted on what he said after all. I'm afraid that it's not that simple. I can't forget my position or my mission, you see. And let's not forget, Belphegor is your brother, Lucifer. You are known as the Seven Rulers of the Underworld, and that's more than just a fancy title. You have great power here in the Devildom, and with great power comes great responsibility. I can't afford to give Belphegor any special treatment. You're wrong. You're wrong. Am I now? And what makes you say that? Oh, yikes. I can't believe you said that to Lord Diavolo. I mildly regret my decision. Don't look at me like that. I'm the human world's representative here. Are you saying that you don't think I have the right to do as I see fit in this case? That, as the human world's representative, you should have a say in the affairs of demons? Lavinark. No, Lucifer, it's fine. Alright, then. I see what you're saying, Lavinark, and there is some logic to it. So, how about we do this? I am going to assign you a special task. And if you can manage to complete it all by yourself, I'll let Belphegor go free. Okay, sure, you got it. I'll do it. Whatever it is. Yes, I thought you'd say that. Diavolo, what exactly is this task you're assigning? Oh yes, allow me to explain. There's one thing about the events of the last few days that is bothering me, you see. There's something that needs clarification, and I want Lavinark to provide it. Not prove it, provide. What would that be? Lucifer, you were hiding Belphegor in the attic room, which you had sealed using very powerful magic. That door could only be opened through the combined power of 6 members of your family, excluding Belphegor, correct? Yes, that is right. Lavinark hasn't made a pact with you, Lucifer, and yet the door still opened. Using Barbatos's powers, I want Lavinark to travel back into the past and ascertain exactly who it was that released Belphi. It's possible that some third party is involved in all of this without any of us knowing about it. I want to know exactly what happened. Okay, can I bring someone with me, though? Wait, he just told me to go by myself. Well, I'm gonna ask anyway. Way ahead of you. Am I right, Satan? Yep, Mammon and Lucifer are going to offer either way. Wait for it. In 3, 2, 1... Well, wait a second. We can't let Lavinark do something like this alone. Someone should be there, just in case. What if one of us brothers went along? It could be anyone. Lavinark is going to go alone. Those are my conditions. Diavolo. If I end up dead, I'm totally going to haunt you, Diavolo. Hey, whoa, don't say stuff like that. If that was supposed to be a joke, it sure didn't sound like one. I'm sorry for getting you caught up in all of this, Lavinark. But it seems that you're the only one who can help Belphi now. Please, come through for him. Ooh, the time loop. Wait, 1? I've been serving Lord Diavolo for a very long time, much longer than you might think. But I must say, I never imagined the day would come when I'd actually be showing a human to my room. I've been around a very long time, and I suppose you can never tell what might end up happening in an interval as long as that. We're going to your room. Correct. That is where we're headed now. Ah, yes, I forgot. You still aren't aware of how my power works, are you? I have the ability to see into both the past and the future. And I can send people to either one by using one of the countless doors in my room. So... didn't you know this was all going to happen then?
Yeah.
If you're one of the beautiful people, are you allowed to be a war criminal? That's very, Can we be more specific in exactly what the war crimes would be for this said war criminal? I think that would count. I think that would help me decide my decision. If we're talking about Belphi, he is pretty cute. And he didn't do anything yet. I wouldn't say he's a war criminal, no. No, I did not. Also, imagine for a moment what it would be like to know everything that will happen from now on until the end of time. That would be extremely boring. That would be insufferable. Why, nothing could possibly be more boring, wouldn't you agree? Yes. Which is precisely why I find it so very interesting and refreshing to have the chance to take a human like you into my room. Alright, we've arrived. Please come in. Oh, where the fuck is your bed, dude? Welcome to my room, Lavinark. Seriously, where's your bed? Why is there swords up there? Now then, I am going to explain several points about traveling to the past. Things you must be cautious of. First, you must not reveal that you are from the future to anyone you meet in the past. If you were to do so, you run the risk of warping history. For this very same reason, it would not be good at all if you were to meet your past self. It would probably be best if you didn't make contact with anyone at all. If you can, ascertain who set Belphegor free, and then come back without speaking to anyone along the way. Ah, yes, I nearly forgot to tell you the most important part. I thought not running into yourself in the past was the most important part. When you wish to return to this world, all you have to do is knock on the door you used to get to the past and then proceed through it. That same door will then bring you back here. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? You know, I would like you to come with me, even though I know what your answer is going to be. I'm afraid I must decline. To do so would be to violate Lord Diavolo's orders. Is that all you wanted to ask? Well then, Lavinark, off to the past with you. Safe travels. Just get in and get out. It'll be that quick. Right? Right. Why am I in Mammon's room? Hey, look who's here. Nice work, Satan. Where were you when you disappeared on them? On the staircase, where the portraits line the walls. Ooh, are Lucifer and Lavinark alone together now? Are they starting to get lovey-dovey? Come on, let's have some details. I left them right then and there. How am I supposed to know whether they're getting lovey-dovey? Regardless, now that we've got them alone together, they can take the time to open up to each other. Yeah, if I had to come up with a nice, concise name for this plan, it'd be, and then there were two, how to get Lucifer alone with Lavinark, forcing them to having a heart-to-heart, at which point they'll suddenly open up to each other, have a great talk, and totally make up. Horror-themed edition. So, how about we have something to eat while we're waiting? You know, Bill, when you disappeared, I could still hear your stomach rumbling even though you were hidden. I was seriously scared you'd get us caught there for a minute. I mean, if you want to disappear on someone, you need to find a way to quiet down that stomach too. Hey, don't ask me to do the impossible. Well, regardless, later on we can go spy on them. Yeah! Did I land on Mammon? Mammon, not so loud! What the? How can, but, what? Lavinark? Well, what are you doing here, Lavinark? I thought you were supposed to be with Lucifer. Satan, are you sure you weren't spotted when you slipped away? Right. You must have been followed here. Oh no, there's no way. But it had nothing to do with Satan, I think. Wait, because... How am I supposed to explain this anyway? Whatever.
Oi.
Did you hear that? It wasn't my fault. Still, I guess this means that our plan failed. Okay, so considering Lavinark's found us, we got no choice but to tell the truth now, right? Oh man, seriously? We've been caught red-handed here, so why not?
Okay then, Satan, you do the honors. Well, as you can see, we didn't actually vanish. We were trying to get you and Lucifer alone, hoping you'd make up. So to do that, we disappeared on you, one by one.
Oh.
Yeah, and while we were at it, we made it into a horror-themed thing. You know, though, it's not actually too late. This could still work. Lavinark, go back to Lucifer. There's still some time, so get going. Find Lucifer and patch things up with him. Wow. Mammon actually sounds like a responsible adult right now. Crazy. Still, I think he's right. Yeah, totally. You can be in on the plan too, Lavinark. You can't deny that this is the perfect chance to have a talk with Lucifer, right? So go on, head back over to him. I hear voices coming from Leviathan's room. In order to complete the game, you must defeat the demon that serves as the final boss. It says the boss's name is Lucifer. How ridiculous. They must think they're very funny naming him that. It would seem that the voices belong to you and Lucifer. So, that means I'm the boss and you're the player character. And if you can defeat me, you'll win the game. According to this website, the main character possesses magical powers. If you really were gifted in magic, you could probably defeat me, sure. But you're not. Alright then, how exactly do you do that? Hold on. There's a page here on how to get the true ending to the game. A super simple guide to achieving the true ending. Fall in love with the boss Lucifer. Sweet, sweet love. Make him your love slave and you're set. What the hell? Whatever. Let's get out of here. The two of them are leaving the room, and they're heading this way. Run! I don't think you'd be able to hide very well in the hallway, so yeah. Let's hope running was the good choice.